I am here with Coach Greg Hess. Greg, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm great, Dan. Glad to be here.
Greg, you're with Action Coach, man. Could you tell us about Action Coach and what it is that you all do?
Oh my. Well, Action Coach has been around for 28 years. We've got over 1,000 coaches in the world. We're the biggest coaching firm in the world. It's originally started by a guy named Brad Sugars. Well, and Brad, is a young guy at that time, out of Australia, built up a great firm and continued to, I think, leverage a community as much as anything to grow this business. And I've been fortunate enough to be involved with it for about 3 years now. And why I chose it over others was because it had a knowledge base that was much stronger than anybody else's knowledge base. And of course, I was naive when I first started. I thought I'm going to be a great coach because I've always been a great coach.
Uh-huh.
And then you find out that it's a little different. And it's nice to have that backbone to bring to the plate all the time to do an exceptional job of coaching.
So generally speaking, you've been with Action Coach for 3 years, but you've been coaching before that for how long?
Well, I'm going to say all my life, Dan. I mean, I was a basketball player and in college and had a very successful career. And then I was the head coach at a high school of basketball and also a school teacher for economics, and social sciences at the senior level in high school. And I did that for 14 years. I had, I guess, 12 years. And then the last 2 years I was the assistant coach and I did an MBA.
Oh,
And
right on.
so I was always a coach, and even though I was teaching the economics class, everybody, when you're the coach, you're the coach. And when I was in Westlake Village, Southern California, I felt like, and sometimes I was maybe more important than the mayor. The importance of the high school basketball coach was a big deal. And
Nice, nice.
yeah, I enjoyed that. Anyway, so I was always called coach, did the MBA. And throughout my 30 plus years of executive business, where I was president and vice president, guess what everybody called me? Coach.
Coach Hess. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right on, man. Right on. So, all right. So, you have a lifetime's worth of experience doing this stuff. And you've aligned yourself with Action Coach. What would you say? Because essentially, when you talk about meeting somebody, you want to see if you're a good fit for somebody. So Action Coach, yes, it is the brand, but essentially at the end of the day, people are purchasing you, right? And your expertise. So what would you say separates you from the rest of the competition?
Well, I think the experience that I bring to the plate and the fact that I'm in my third career and time is way more important to me than money. So when I'm investing with somebody to be their coach, I'm interested in what they're going to do to make a difference in the world, way more than how much money they can get in their jeans. Now, that's not to say it's not a priority. It
Yeah.
certainly is, but it can happen in both ways, and I like to encourage that. So in my own life, with my purpose, which I like to lay out right in front of people, is that towards the end of my career, while I was the chief advisor for cloud services at Halliburton, I was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
and that was about 6 years ago. And when that happened, a lot of people thought I was going to die, for about 14 days till I had surgery. And I got a lot of messages from people that said, "Hey, coach, you made a difference in many ways. And when I only think you're gonna die, maybe there's a little different message." But it was certainly to my heart when a miracle happened and they got it. I mean, they still don't know, but they got it. Why? But I'm saved, and they got all of it out, and I went through quite a recovery, and here I am. And when I realized and looked at all those messages, I knew that the guy upstairs made a choice to keep me around to make a difference. And so I have a very strong purpose, and I say maybe a coach with a higher purpose. I think that the bottom line is choosing me over others is because I have that story, I have that life, and I give it all because I know just how important every day is.
Right on, right on. And you could definitely probably share those values. And I think at the end, people do look for coaches because they're concerned about their bottom dollar, right? But if you could, kind of extend the value, those values in particular of philanthropy and just giving back a bit. First of all, that translates in so many great ways throughout the world. I mean, if even with NIA here, we make it a point for that so that every group takes on a nonprofit to assist in, and I know there's other groups that do this, except that people get so much meaning from it. But not only that, they grow their businesses as well. They expand their networks. They create friendships. It brings meaning to a lot of the stuff that we just do. to grind out some cash at the end of the day. And so I think it's great that you have a focus on that.
I want to just mention one thing when you mentioned, certainly there's that side of the business, but it doesn't matter what the business is. And when I go back to my coaching, it's about the numbers. If you don't know the numbers, you don't know your business. And why did I win so many basketball games? Because I knew my numbers. I knew what was coming in the gym, right? And we were prepared. As a business coach, I found that to be so much the truth. Knowing your numbers, being able to do your pro forma, look ahead, have your budgeting, be able to make good decisions. And I'm an expert at that.
Right on.
I'll say. So I wanted to add that in as not just, the guys doing this, because even when I work with the charities that I work with, I have several 501(c)(3)s that are under my portfolio. It's about the numbers still, and the numbers are what kind of things are we giving back in order to achieve our mission. And we still measure and test because I think that's important.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. So I'm going to shift the convo a little bit. So you've helped a lot of people throughout your life. Do you have a favorite customer service story or a favorite story you'd like to share with the rest of us?
When I first started coaching, a young couple had faith in me and hired me as their coach. At the same time, they had bought a postal center for about $130,000 investment. Their average daily sale about 500 a day, and we were looking at the business saying, okay, when I came in as a coach, I looked around and they had their dog in there with them, really cool blue healer. And I said, it's a dog on the payroll. And they're going, what, coach? And I said, yeah, we got to get the dog on the payroll. As of now, let's figure out our first newsletter that's going to be from the voice of the dog. You've got everybody's addresses, and off we went. So the voice of Levi becomes the voice of the newsletter. The people started to roll in the door to give the guy treats and whatever, and it just started to grow from there. Many other techniques and all kinds of other, we use like 10 different marketing strategies over the time of 2 years. But to get to the end of the story, they had one baby, they had one child during the first part of our engagement. Actually, when they first met with me, they told me they weren't able to have a child. And then the third session we had, they said they're pregnant. I'm going, boy, this coaching is worth a lot of money to you guys.
That's beautiful, man. I'm glad you could do that for them.
Well, okay, I'm just saying, whatever. And in the end, now they're pregnant with twins, and we have just gone through the whole cycle. And one of our NAIA experts here, Andy Eckstein, has been the one that worked with me in the brokerage, and we've sold that company, and they now are in a position to go off and have their twins. John's got another job, and the whole cycle has been completed, where you want to take people to the beginning to the end, where they can really build a leverage and build an asset. So much money comes out, but it's the asset that came away with these owners. And it's a substantial amount of money for them to change their lives. And does that make me feel good? Darn right, And I took a very, very small percentage as a coach. I don't need to give you actual numbers, but it was pretty low to it all. But it's all about where the heart is in seeing that. So that's a customer service where I coached them through that personal growth. There's a great reference on my website about it in a case study that everybody's welcome to look at.
Excellent, man. Excellent. Well, Coach, it's been really great getting to know you. Great speaking with you. Before I let you go, what's the best way for people to reach you? How can we find you?
Yeah, well, my website, of course, is www.greghess.actioncoach.com. And my email is greghess.actioncoach or @actioncoach.com, greghess@actioncoach.com. And my phone number is 281-744-3341. Give a call to the desk of Coach Hess. Let's have a chat.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Coach Hess, he the best. And it was great speaking with you, my friend. And we look forward to seeing you at the next meeting.
All right. Thanks, Dan.